So those are considerations that our clients really need to have on the front end, and just understand, hey, it doesn't happen overnight. My name's Collin Hart.
And I'm VanderWeele with Eckert Wordell. Today we'll cover what you should be thinking about when designing healthcare facilities.
In this video, we'll talk about the timeline from design to occupancy. Jared, talk us through it. What's the real timeline for the design and construction process?
Oh boy, it varies so much, right? And so let's just make some assumptions. We've done some little programmatic studies, so we know that you need 10,000 square feet. So now it takes time to go find that. So from the time you found a site, hey, we love this, we're going to pursue an LOI to move into this. Okay. So at that point, you want your architect to do some test fits. That's kind of working in parallel with your 90-day due diligence, right, before you buy it, so that you've got, hey, I know that I need 10,000, here's 10,000, I want to move in, we're going to negotiate that, and hey, architect's going to show me what it's going to look like. Right. I like it, let's sign that lease.
Okay.
So
maybe a 3-month process, would you say, on the front end?
I think that's pretty common. And
yeah.
If it's a bigger project, sometimes that due diligence can really vary for a number of different reasons.
Sure. So now we're 3 months in,
yeah.
You've done a test fit, and now where are we? What's next?
So you're signing, I'm going to move here,
okay.
You sign that, now I'm paying on that space. Right?
Now you're paying rent.
So
yeah, whether it's to yourself or a landlord.
So you're telling your architect, let's get this moving.
Right.
TIs, tenant improvements in an existing building, 3 months or so of design.
Okay.
And then we go out to permit.
Okay.
We should pause about halfway through, select a contractor and do a cost estimate, because you don't want any surprises when you move in, what costs are going to be.
Right. So now we're 3 months through the due diligence phase.
Yeah.
We're 3 months into TI design, right? So 6
yeah.
months in.
Yeah.
And maybe at the 4.5 month mark, we're going to do some initial cost estimates.
Yeah, of course we'll do the high level ones day one, but then we're going to check that actual design before we say, okay, everybody move ahead, let's go out to bid, get competitive pricing, get our permits.
Sure.
So that step's a month.
Okay.
And then you sign that construction contract.
Okay. So we're 6-7 months in, we've signed a construction contract. We still haven't moved into our space.
That's correct.
Okay. We haven't even started building it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so maybe we pause here and we talk about there's some of that you can do at risk, right? You can let your architect go to town if you're very confident that you're going to sign this space. Okay. And so we can start to work in parallel a little bit. Yeah. But this is a pretty common sequence.
Right. So now we've signed our construction contract. And what's our build-out or construction timeline?
Yeah, very commonly a build-out is going to be 4 to 6 months, depending on the size.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at the end of that, there's going to be a couple of weeks of getting the final certificate of occupancy from the fire marshal, building department, and then a couple of weeks to move all your IT equipment over, all your furniture, all of your equipment. Okay. And then you can start.
So our TIs are completed. Let's call it 3 to 6 months after we sign the construction contract. Now we're 12 months, 13 months in. And now we can kind of start moving in. So the project from design to implementation was at least a year.
Very commonly.
Very common. And I've heard of some projects even being longer than that, maybe depending on the geography or the municipality you're working with, because the permitting process or design process can be different, wherever you are.
Yes, that's true. And so when we start talking about new builds, so ground up, new construction, new foundations, new sites and parking lots, add another 6 months to a year to that. It's very common. Right. Those projects are 1.5 years construction on up, depending on
So if we're just leasing space, it could take a year. And if we're building a brand new space, it could take maybe 2 years.
You got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So those are considerations that our clients really need to have on the front end, and just understand, hey, it doesn't happen overnight. You really have to plan these things out.
And in the surgery environment, there's another 3 to 6 months at the tail end of getting your Medicare accreditation.
Yeah, so now we could even be 2.5 years in. Point being, plan ahead, make sure that you know what you're getting into, and have the right professionals on your team.
Well said again.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jared.
And my pleasure.